this is Trinesha Cottrell, and today I wanted to talk about you're doing too much. And so, what made me want to talk about you're doing too much is, excuse me, already, is because last night I had a dream, and in the dream, I was having a moment with God, and we were going through my life, and God was showing me all of the things that I'm doing, and I was just talking to someone in my family, and I said, I got to do this. I want to do this, this, and this, and it was a list of the things that I want to do in my life. And I was like, okay, I want to do all of these things right now. And I was showing them like some of the programs I had up on the computer. And I was like, okay, this is for me to do the class. This is for me to do this class. This is for me to start doing this. This is for me to grow, my channel. Or this is for me to work on more content. This is for me to do deals. This is for me. And I just had this list of so many different things. And the person who was a family member was like, you're doing too much. And God was like, this is what I've been trying to show you. This is why I wanted you to rest because you need to focus on one thing. Stop doing the most. Stop trying to do everything at once. Of course, they say, the most wealthy people have what, five plus streams of income. But just because you have five plus streams of income does not mean that you wear yourself out. It means that you are intentionally focused on one thing at a time. You're putting your effort into that thing. You're not, and so especially when you're growing something, you don't want your energy to be so many different places at once, because that thing that needs to grow, that thing that needs your attention, will not have the attention that it needs because you'll be so focused on other things. And so when God told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, I am doing a lot. Like, I'm sometimes, because I'm the type of person who's over analytical and I love to be doing something, I'm always like, okay, I got all of these things that I want to do, and I feel like I have to do all of them at once, like one time. I can't do them in separate seasons. I can't do them at separate times. I have to do them all together. And God's like, listen, you're not going to be successful doing it that way. The only way you could be successful is if you focus your energy on one thing at a time. You doing all of these things, doing the most, whether it's in your business, whether it's at work, whether it is in a relationship, and that could be friendship, family, or romantic. You doing the most is not going to help the relationship. You doing your best will help the relationship. You focusing on one thing at a time will help all of those areas of your life. You can't be everywhere at once. You can't split yourself into multiple people. You are one person. Stop doing the most. And I'm like, okay, God, like, I hear what you're saying. And he's like, you hear me, but are you listening to me? Are you listening to what I'm trying to tell you? Are you really being intentional with the direction that I'm guiding you? Because you could say, I hear you, and then you'll start doing 12 different things again. You need to stay focused. If you want to grow your business, you are going to have to focus in on solely your business. And the weird thing is, God gave me that time in the past 2 weeks to be able to just focus on one thing. But I had so much time that I had given up doing other things in my life that I was like, I have to do everything because I won't get another opportunity to do all of these things at once. There's so many things that I want to accomplish, and I can't, it's like I don't have the time any other time but now to do it. And God's like, listen, you won't do any of those things if you're focusing your attention on everything at once. You need to focus and hone in on one thing so that that thing has the chance to grow. And once that grows, then you can start doing other things. Like, for example, I'm doing a class because I wanted to learn a new skill. And I have been in that class since January. My goal was to finish it by March. It is the end of March now. And I'm not finished. I still have like probably 80 more sections of my course before I can finish. And I have not been intentional with finishing that class at all. I am taking a course to learn another new skill that is something that I've always wanted to do, but it's something that God put on my heart to do. And I did really well for like the first 6 months or something. And then I kind of got distracted. And then I started working on it again. And then a week or two ago, I started working on it again. And this week, Monday and Tuesday, I did not do that course at all. I have not touched either one of those courses at all. But God also told me to rest. But that's not the excuse. The reason why I didn't do it is because my mind is everywhere. I'm not focused in on one thing. I'm doing everything. And even when it comes to my channel, I'm not updating my editing software. I'm not doing like those things that I need to do with that because I'm focused on so many different things instead of focusing in on one thing. And so when I'm saying that I want to grow, my channel so that I can reach more people, so that I can help more people, then I need to be able to do that and be intentional about it. I can't just have my mind being everywhere. I need to be focused in on the thing that I need to be doing. And the weird thing is, like, people in your life, they will feel that type of energy that you have when you are trying to spread yourself thin. And it's kind of like, okay, why are you doing everything? Just do one thing. Like, you really need to rest. And it's so weird because people in my life have been telling me, like, listen, you need to just slow down. You need to rest. You need to take a moment. Like, you're doing a lot in your life. And I'm like, I haven't done anything. I feel like I haven't accomplished anything yet. Like, and I know that's weird to say, especially when I wrote a book, but I'm like, I wrote a book and then, like, I feel like I want to do so many other things and it's not enough time to do everything. And like, I could schedule my day, I could spend 3 hours in my business or whatever else it is now. I can work on it all day or whatever else. And even if I work on it all day long, it just feels like I don't have enough time to do everything. And when I exercise, of course, I exercise every day. And when I'm exercising, I take that moment and I'm doing the things that I need to do. When it comes to self-care, like, I know exercise or taking care of my body is a form of self-care, but when it comes to really having that moment to really take in the day, out of the past 2 weeks, I've done that one day. And that's not to say the other class that I take on Saturdays, that is literally the one day I focused in on really like my mental health and really like taking a moment to pause, really taking in where I was. And that day I walked down to the beach, and the beach is where I go to like clear my head, is where I go to spend time with God. I'll play Christian music. And that time I worked out on the beach. So I was working out, and the moment that I spent with God, like, I was worshiping while I was working out, but I wasn't solely focused on just focusing in on God. And I took in the scene, but I didn't even take a moment that day to just feel in the moment, you know? And it's so weird because I never thought I would be that type of person, but it's something about being in my purpose or doing the things that I love that just gives me this weird sense of energy that I don't feel in any other area of my life. It's like it fulfills me. And so when I'm doing the things that I know I need to do, or I'm doing the things that I would aspire to do in my life, it's kind of like it takes precedent over everything else. And I know that's not how it should be. I know I really need to get back on course, and I really need to get back on, my set schedule, or I really need to schedule in some time to just be me, to just rest, to just focus in on what it is that I need to do. And it's really hard because God, even though God is telling me, look, focus in on one thing and that thing will be blessed, I'm like, how about the other things? What about all these other things? And God's like, relax. You are doing too much. You're doing the most right now. Stop doing the most when it comes to work. Stop doing the most when it comes to your business. Stop doing the most when it comes to relationships of any sort. Like, just be you and be intentional. Stop focusing your attention on everything. You don't have to have, and this is not for people that have built their business, and I'm not saying be lazy. I'm not saying, you shouldn't put forth any effort. I'm just saying prioritize your life in the right way. You don't have to try to finish everything in one day. You don't have to do everything that your heart desires, then complete all of your dreams in one day. Like, focus in on the thing that is the most important, or focus in on the thing that is the closest to your heart or the closest to your purpose. Do that thing first. Do it, put however much time you can in that, and don't try to do everything at once. Like, just focus in on, like, I want to learn new skills for like producing videos and things like that. And if I'm learning new skills to do that, I can't do 3 courses and do that. And some people will say, you could do everything. Listen, the way my mind is set up, I'll get an idea about something while I'm creating the video. I'll create the video. The video will be over. I need to edit or I need to like post the video. And while I'm doing that, I am, I might be working on, some other social media stuff and I'll be doing that while the video's uploading. And sometimes if the video's uploading at 7, I'm making dinner. So while I'm making dinner, I'm making dinner. I'm not just learning and making dinners. I tried to do the audiobook while I was cooking, and I got about 20 minutes of a book, which isn't bad, but that was quality time that I should be spending with my family, with my daughter. And so it's kind of like it took away from that. And then while I am doing this course, like focusing in on the course, I said I was going to do it, you know, just listen to it as I drove to and from work when I was commuting into the office. And it would literally be so much information, it would make me start to feel tired. So I started listening to scriptures instead. So that ended up not working out, and then, or I would listen to an audiobook or something like that, but I couldn't just focus in on the material. I couldn't take notes while I was driving. So it wasn't beneficial. And then when it comes to the class that I take every Saturday, I am getting better in that. I focus on it, but I'm only doing it on Saturday. I'm not my swim class. I'm not putting extra effort into it. Like, honestly, let's say I wanted to be a really great swimmer or something, and I wanted to be so comfortable in the water that I was really intentional about it. What I would probably do is go to the pool like at least once or twice a week besides the Saturday. I would do like a Monday and Thursday or something like that, or Tuesday and Thursday or something. And that way it would be like every other day I would be in the pool and I would be intentional about learning the skill. I'll be intentional about becoming better at it instead of just doing it once a week. Because there's that old saying that I did in one of my old classes with my seafood, and or with my instructor. And my instructor went through and we read this book called The Art of whatever kind of martial art it was, or something like that. And the saying is, I'm going to say it, and no, I don't speak this language. This is just the one phrase that I know. So don't come for me. But it's Shi Bang Gong Bei. And what that means is if you study something efficiently, you can do it in half the time. And that's something that we don't realize. When we are focused in on one thing and we are being efficient in it, when we are putting forth an effort in one thing, when we are solely focused on that thing and we're being intentional about our growth, we can do it in half the time. It won't take a year to grow your business if you are solely focused on your business. It won't take a year for you to learn a new skill if you are solely focused on learning that new skill in the time that you need to. Being intentional with your time, and sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we really feel like we need to just be doing everything. And that's how we'll be successful. And God is saying, no, like, I can do something in one day that would take you years to accomplish. You just need to stay focused. You just need to focus on the thing that I'm telling you to focus on. Stop doing the most. And for me, it's hard because I'm that person. I'm the person that's always doing the most. I really am. And I got to do a whole spiel about the appearance thing, but I'm getting ready to work out. So this is like my whole workout thing. So I'm wearing my camouflage shoes that have like this highlight green color around the outside and it's black around the sole. So, and then my black, you know, leggings. They're Nike leggings. I don't know if I should shout them out when I'm not getting sponsored for this. Nike sponsor me because I love your material and your clothes a lot. Like these pants, I could wear them when it's cool. I could wear them when it's hot. They fit so well. They're so comfortable. They're soft. I wear them like sometimes when I'm traveling and I go on the plane, I will wear these leggings and I'll wear it with like a sweatshirt or something else and or a t-shirt and it is so comfortable. They're in the summertime, they don't keep you hot, they don't stick to you, and like if you're sweating, it kind of absorbs the sweat. They're like those pants, like for real. They're about that life, and they're about that keeping you feeling comfortable life, like for real. And when I tell you, like, I didn't buy these pants. My brother got me these pants, and he got me them for Christmas. He got me them in black and gray, and ladies, you know about the great pants. But and I don't mean it in that way. I just mean like they really do accentuate your calves. They really do like the way like your muscles are set up and everything. It like shows your muscle definition. But like without being too like all up in my business, telling you the most. Like I have dimples on the sides of my legs, and in these pants, you can't see my dimples at all, you know? And so, so it's just one of those things. But yeah, the reason why I'm dressed like this is because I'm getting ready to work out. I don't know if I'm going to go down to the beach or if I'm just going to exercise here because today is ab day. So I alternate every other day. I do abs Monday, Wednesday, and then I do legs and I do legs and the lower half on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Fridays it's just like I'll either leisurely walk, I'll do the cycle or something like that. And while I'm on the cycle, I'll do like the arm things. It has the arm things. So I'll do some of those and I'll make sure I use the heel of my foot so I can work out my legs and my hamstrings and stuff like that. And then I might do like a couple sit-ups. I'll do like alternate different exercises. But on Fridays, it's usually something like I'll bike or I'll be walking and do some exercises like those combined. And so, and like I said, when I'm working out, when I'm getting ready to work out and stuff, I try to make sure that the outfit that I'm wearing is something that is like comfortable, is it's cute. So like while I'm dropping off my daughter in the morning, that's the time that I'll go to exercise. So I will make sure that I'm like nice, neat, and together. I don't want to just walk out of the house in like a pair of sweatpants with a bunch of holes in them, or a bunch of paint stains all over them. I make sure that, I'm wearing something like my Nike leggings and, some kind of fitted. I have one of these that are Nike too, but it is blue and it's like the blue with the blue. That's something else that my brother got me. And it's so funny because he always picks out like the best exercise stuff because he knows I like to exercise. And so when Christmas comes around, usually that's what him and his fiance will get me. And I love them so much. Like you don't even understand. Like in the summer it doesn't leave me hot because the pants are like those type of pants. It's just like whatever the climate is, it feels fine. And even though they're pants, it's not like I'm overheating or anything. They're thin enough to where you don't get overheated. And then in the winter or like cooler weather like spring and fall, they're perfect for it because they're pants. And then they have like the little like sheer material on the side, so it kind of allows for you to be able to breathe in them. So it's not like it's just trapping in a whole bunch of stuff. It literally absorbs it and it allows you to feel comfortable. And I mean, I could be doing yoga, I could be running, I could be stretching, whatever, and these pants, they don't roll down, they don't bunch up. They literally are perfect. Like when you see me do this earlier, it's just because the shirt, I have it tucked in, so it's just trying to make it comfortable. But the pants are like that. And if I remember like what the name of these pants are and I see them on the Nike site, I'll put it in the description so you guys know what it is. But yeah, and then my hair, what I do is I band my hair when I go to sleep and I tie it in a scarf. And then when I wake up, I just take the bands off, and that's why it looks like this. And I'll put like water and conditioner on it so that it won't be dry, especially if I go outside so the climate doesn't mess up my hair. And then I sleep in this necklace. So this is just that's why you see me have this necklace on most of the time. And you're like, you're getting ready to work out and you have jewelry on. Listen, usually I have studs, but I just had these on because they were just the first thing that was there. So I didn't feel like trying to find the backs to those studs because if you're a woman, the backs like disappear like it's nothing. And so yeah, I'm intentional about working out. I know that's only like 30 minutes a day. So I could take 30 minutes a day to work out to make sure that my health is good. When it comes to eating, since I'm on this fast, I really try to be intentional with the foods that I'm eating. I might come up with a recipe book for real for this fast that I'm on because the food that I have been creating has been so much fun and it's been beneficial and it's been healthy, and like for people who don't eat meat already, it might be beneficial for you, or for people who don't do dairy at all, it might be really beneficial for you because you'll be like, oh, okay, I didn't even know that that was like a meal. But for me, like what I always tell people when they say, oh, you eat real healthy, you must not eat anything. And I'm like, No, I'm gonna eat. I'm a eater for real. I'm a foodie. Like I love food. I'm not about to skimp on any meals, and I'm not gonna skimp on any flavor. Like it's gonna be all the seasonings, but in a healthy way. And I do this thing, people think it's so weird, but and I don't do this with meat because meat you really do need a lot of flavor in it to be able to like really have the seasoning in it. But what I'll do with like veggies or, potato, like any kind of vegetable, what I'll do is I will cook it and saute it and everything. When it is just about done, I sprinkle the seasoning on there like salt, like Himalayan pink salt or something like that. And I do that because most of the time when you're cooking, you have to season the vegetables and cook them. And you have to put so much seasoning in it for it to last until the end. But I want to taste every flavor. So it could be like almost done in like a minute or 30 seconds. And I will sprinkle on the pink Himalayan salt, just a little enough to taste. And I will like saute the veggies or, I'll put it in the oven. And the last 30 seconds to a minute, I'll sprinkle on the pink Himalayan salt. And when you go to eat it, you could taste it as if the seasoning has cooked all the way through it, but you don't have a bunch of sodium in it. So it's way more beneficial for your body. So that's just like a little pro tip for the day. I always throw one of those in there. Maybe what I'll start doing in the video is add pro tip, and then a little description of what it is or whatever, or I'll put it in the description box as well so you have it. But and maybe I'll put that in a little PDF for people or something. So that way you could be like, okay, pro tip, hair pro tips and food pro tips. I don't know, but it might help somebody. It might bless somebody's life. So anything I can do to help other people, I want to do. And I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to focus on one thing. And then after I focus in, I told God that I would focus in on the course today. So after this video, after I exercise, I will solely be focused on that course that I signed up for. And I will do that intentionally. I will do it as long as I can, without burning myself out because sometimes what I'll do is I'll start working on something and instead of me taking the time that I need to because I want to rush through it, I will sit down and try to do everything in one sitting. And a lot of people say that's not good because your brain needs time to catch up. And then if you're like most people, your attention span is like for 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, it's like whatever else that was. So I want to make sure I'm intentionally taking breaks in between this course today so that I can get done as much as I can while still making sure that it's benefiting me and taking in the knowledge. I don't want to just rush through it. I want to know what it is that I'm doing so it can really be a skill that's added to me. It can be an asset. And the good thing is with this course, because it talks about, marketing and things like that, it will help me with my business. It not only will it be beneficial for me to learn a new skill, but it'll also help me in the long run when it comes to my business, marketing my business, when it comes to me marketing myself, when it comes to, all of the things that I need to do to grow and expand my business. That will help. And so my intention for today is to focus solely on that. That's the thing that I want to do today. And instead of me doing a bunch of different things, like, of course, I'm on this video, but that's because God told me to be here and I want to serve in any way that I can. And so I'm going to do that. Once this is over, I will exercise. And then, oh, yeah, I do have to take a shower. I'm going to take a shower after I exercise because, of course, I'm not just going to walk around for a while. I'm going to take a shower and make breakfast. And after I eat breakfast, I will start my course. And that way, the food will energize me. Like with exercising, that will release endorphins, which will make me in a good mood. And then eating the food will fuel my body so that way I can focus intently on the lesson instead of feeling hungry while I'm learning, you know. And after I do as much as the course as I can, I'm going to do, I guess, the first half of whatever I can. And then I'm going to do a break, which will probably be my lunch break. And then if it's not too much, I will go back to it and do another hour or so. And I want to make sure I'm being intentional. I want to make sure that I'm doing all of the things that I can do. I don't want to just do a few things. I want to do everything that I can. And when I get towards the end of this course, when I do the final exam, I will share a link for the course that I've been taking, and I hope it'll be beneficial and it'll bless your life as well, because I hear so many success stories with this course. Like, and so many people have benefited from it, and I really feel like it could be a blessing for your life, especially if you don't know either what it is that you want to do, or you want to make extra income, or whatever else. It'll be that thing that really does help you. And that's what I want in my life. I want to live the type of life where I can set my own schedule. I want to be there for my daughter. I don't want to feel like I have to choose work over my child. I want to be there at work. I want to be consistent. I want to be intentional. I want to be serving. I want to be learning at work. But I don't want work to run my entire life. You know, I want to work because I'm working because I want to be a good steward. I'm working because I'm being Christ-like, because, faith without works is dead. I'm working because, I'm making money. I'm working because I'm helping out the company. The company is benefiting me and I'm benefiting it, not because I want the company to be my entire life. I want to have a work-life balance. And some people say that's unrealistic, but that's what I need in my life. I don't need something overpowering me so I can't be creative. I don't need something that's taken over my whole life so that I can't be all of the things that God created me to be, because I'm in one place and that's the only thing I can do. I don't want to be at lack of anything. I want to have everything that God intended for my life. And in order for me to do that, I need to be focused and I need to be able to have that balance in my life. And so I didn't want this to be too long. I'm going to go. I probably will, because the way the hair does, I'm probably going to put it back in a ball or something, or, band it in one or two ponytails, and I'll just pull it back so that I can go exercise. And that way my hair won't be in my face. And when I go to do my 3-step skincare program again, because I do it when I first wake up after I brush my teeth, tongue scrape, floss, and Listerine. I really do need to get the real name of the mouthwash that I use, because I always say that and people are like, so you use Listerine? No, I use this dentist recommended um mouthwash. I think is, I don't know what it's called, Doctor something. And it comes in like this lime green, like blue or pink bottle with the orange top. And it is so good. It literally lasts like 12 hours or to 24 hours is what you can get. And I use it because I want to make sure that I'm freaking fresh. I can't go one video without being corny, but that's just what I do. So, and so, in conclusion, when it comes to your life, don't feel like you have to accomplish everything in one day. Don't feel like you have to put the weight of the world on your shoulders and like God isn't with you, because He's there with you every step of the way. And when God is giving you instruction, take it from me, definitely listen to God. Because whenever I try to run off and do my own thing, whenever I focus on the things that I want and what not what God wants, it always ends in disaster. None of the things ever turn out the way that they should be. And then I'm further behind than I would have been if I would have just followed God. I got to go the long way around instead of just being on the straight and narrow path every time I try to do things the way that I want, not the way that God wants. And I want it every day of my life to be intentional. So if God is saying focus on this one thing, that's what I'm doing, and watch how God will bless you. I'm hoping that me focusing in on the one thing will be the thing that is a testimony for other people. It'll show you, like, hey, see, you don't have to do the most when it comes to a job. You don't have to do the most when it comes to your business. You don't have to do the most when it comes to a partner, a person, that a romantic person or a family member or friend. You just have to be the best you. You have to be intentional with your life, and don't try to do everything. Just do what you can do, you know it's not, nothing is going anywhere. The things that are for you are for you. God is not going to let you miss out on something that's grace just for you, just because you feel like this feeling of I gotta have it done now. Like, everything that's for you is for you. God is not going to let you miss out on your blessings just because He's telling you to focus on something else. It might not be time for the other thing yet. The thing that you're working on might prepare you for something else that you want to do in the future. But you have to allow God to work in you. You have to allow Him to set forth the path for you so that you can be on the right track, so that you don't end up somewhere you're not supposed to be, fighting battles that weren't even intended for you. The thing that will keep you the most at ease, the thing that will allow your life to flow the best, is following God. So stay focused on Him, because He is the one that will provide all of your needs.